All right, what's up everybody? Steven here from That1Painter. Today I'm doing a video on the vision for That1Painter. That1Painter 12 years ago was me. I was that one painter. That number one represented me. College dropout with $12 in my bank account and ready to not work for others and build something. I didn't know what, didn't even know how long I would do it, but I was confident that I could build a business for myself, and I was excited to do so. And I did that by talking to real estate agents. I did that by making no excuses, knowing that this ultimately 100% fell on me, and I was gonna get out there and grind and hustle as much as I could to be successful. I didn't know anything about business, and so we really did scale from me being someone who barely even understood what a P&L was to now a franchisor with 244 That1Painter units across the nation as of the end of 2023. And so I want to give a little vision for where we're going in 2024 in this video. We have some really big ideas ahead of us, some big goals and big vision. And so I want to walk you through that today. I am a firm believer that it is okay to set big goals, even if you're not quite sure how you're gonna get there. I believe that we write goals in concrete, not in sand, meaning that we write our goal in concrete, we let it set, we let it be a part of the history that we did set that goal, whether or not we hit it. And if we don't hit our goals, we look at it and say, all right, here's a goal that I didn't hit. Here's how close I got to it. It's a part of the story. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the lessons that we learn is in setting big goals, doing everything we can to get there. Your goals should cause you to have to grow. They should demand growth out of you and your team. Otherwise, that's not a goal. A goal is something that stretches you. It's gonna stretch your team. It's gonna stretch your understanding. It might even be something that others might say, I don't know how you're gonna get there. That doesn't seem very likely. They might even say things to you like, hey, that's ridiculous, or that's impossible. And that's what a goal should be. Now, then there's also projections in business. Projections can be a little more conservative. They can be based upon past performance, but you should have goals that stretch your KPIs, and you should have goals that not only stretch you, they stretch the numbers, they stretch the team. These are goals. They're not my projections. Okay, my projections are a little more conservative. I've got projections laid out. We have good, better, best scenarios that we've laid out. Then we have goals. These are the goals that we think, all right, if we tried to do these things, it's going to stretch us. It's going to cause us to have to work a little bit differently, to think more creatively, to be more innovative. But if we set big goals, we are more likely to not just do the good, best, better, but maybe even beyond that on our projections. Our vision is to become the largest and greatest painting company to ever exist, while also becoming a household name. It is my opinion that this has never been done in painting. Of course, it's been done in paint. People know what Sherwin-Williams is. But as far as a painting franchise or a national painting brand, no one's ever became a household, nationally known name. There are some great painting franchises out there as our competitors, but they have not yet achieved the level of a household name. Think Orkin for pest control. There are brands in home services, though they're few, but there are brands in home services that for their trade, for their home service, they've become a household name with consumers, with customers across the entire nation. Now, in other franchise concepts like restaurants and gyms and so forth, there are many, many brands that have become household names. We all know McDonald's, we all know Jimmy John's, we all know Anytime Fitness or Planet Fitness or many of those other franchise brands. We want to be the first to do that in the paint world. Now, I understand that that's not going to necessarily happen in 2024, but my goal here is that as we work towards being the largest and greatest painting franchise that's ever existed, we're simultaneously, at least regionally in the beginning, becoming a household name. And then ultimately, given enough time, we really believe 2025 or 2026, That1Painter will be a name that everyone in America has heard. So here are some of the key initiatives that we're working on right now. It is my opinion that this is true in all of franchising, but home services has been a little bit behind. And that is our key initiative is towards multi-location, multi-territory, multi-unit owners. Any franchise brand that has been wildly successful has always ended up with multi-location owners. And here's why that's good. It is is my firm belief that a franchise system that is not built for scale for a franchisee is not a franchise. That is buying a job. That is a glorified shopkeeper. I am of the opinion that a good franchise system is built for scale, not just for the franchisor, but for the franchisee as well. If a system cannot be easily replicated through a team of well-trained employees, regional managers, regional directors, and so forth, then it is not a good system. A good system is defined by how quickly it can scale. Multi-location owners is the future of franchising. Any franchise brand that's been wildly successful has proven this. And so home services are a little behind. That1Painter is spearheading a multi-location owner. We call it kind of an executive model or an investor model, where franchisees are growing across multiple territories, building teams of project managers and regional directors that are building painting empires that are thriving businesses. And this is really the future of our brand. Next up, a big initiative for That1Painter this year is national accounts. Since we were really a regional brand the last couple of years, primarily in Texas and Florida, now we've grown into the Northeast and the Northwest. We're even in the Midwest, and we're starting to have a presence even in California and some of those other places as well. And That1Painter is, I think, on track to be launched over 40 states by about April. We've already sold many of them, but launched in about 40 states by April. We really are becoming a national brand, and we have a national reach. And so we are now hyper focused on national accounts. Our goal this year is that minimum 10% of our revenue comes from national accounts. And so we've built an entire national accounts team. They're building about 5 relationships a day right now with national account partners across the nation. We are standard setters. It is our view that That1Painter will set the standard for what professional painting looks like in the industry. And by doing that, we believe we will raise up the entire trade in standards, in quality, and in the overall health of the trade as a whole. The professionalization of home services is a bit lagging in some trades. There are certain trades, I would say, like electricians, plumbers, maybe HVAC, that this professionalization already happened in the last 20 years. So the average experience for a customer with an HVAC company on average is better than it is with a painting company or with a mason or a carpenter. And the reason for that is there was a lot more money, a lot more multi-location owners, and there was just a general across the United States, a professionalization of that home service, of that trade. We believe that That1Painter is leading the way in that. Our commitment to excellence and to team building is allowing us, as well as our software and many of the other things that we do, is allowing us to professionalize the trade. Ultimately, we want to be standard setters that the trade looks to as what it looks like to run professional painting companies and crews. Now there are professional. We run professional painting crews, and we have competitors that are professional. But we want to raise that standard even higher, and we want to raise the entire trade as a whole. We believe that painting is one of the most important trades. Homes literally will actually fall apart if they're not painted and sealed properly. And so we want to make sure that this trade is respected and that the standard is raised across the entire nation. With that, also, it's paint, it's fun, it's color, it's design. And so as we're raising the professionalization of the trade, we are at the same time making sure that it's still bright and vibrant and fun, and people get to dream about colors. There is no other home service or trade that you can get as much bang for your buck as paint. You can transform a home with a coat of paint. It'll look dark, dingy, and like a place you don't want to be, to something beautiful, bright, welcoming, and open just with a coat of paint. And so there's very few other things you could do to a home for that price that you would cause that much of a transformation. And so we believe that we're in the home beautification business. We are also in the home protection business. It adds value to the home, but it also makes it beautiful, and it makes it fun, and it makes it welcoming, and it makes it feel like somewhere you want to be. And you might buy a home that has got this dark, dingy builder picked color, and you get to come in and you bring a light life to it and make it your own. And so we are a fun and vibrant brand while also setting the standard for the industry. We believe that That1Painter, no job is too big. And so we are going to be going after the largest projects, the most important painting projects in the country as we pursue national accounts, as we pursue what it really takes to build a national brand. We'll simultaneously be pursuing the largest, most important painting projects in the country. I'm talking Capitol buildings. I'm talking government buildings. We're talking about whatever we can that's like the most important painting projects that are happening in the country. Our goal is to put our name on that list and start winning those jobs as well, because we believe in setting big goals. And so I remember watching, it was about 10 years ago, maybe it was 12 years ago, here in Austin, the capital of Texas, the Capitol building was being painted by a competitor. And I remember thinking, why not me the next time? And so that mentality that we have, I think, is really starting to go throughout the entire brand as a whole. And we are seeing people, really our franchisees, jump into this mentality of the biggest job in this city, it can be mine. And so we're going to go after the biggest, most important projects in the entire country as our goal. So again, are these projections? No, these are not projections. These are our goals. We think big, we dream big. I got to meet my absolute hero, John Maxwell, by dreaming big and being willing to go ahead and go after it and ask for an introduction. And so John Maxwell is now a coach and a mentor to our brand and to our franchisees. And so we dream big, whether that's going after people that we think would help us as a brand, or if it's going after the biggest projects, or if it's going after becoming a household name when no one else has ever done that in paint before. We are going to be the ones who do it because we dream big, we set big goals, and then we build incredible teams and have incredible franchisees, and we work together in order to achieve those goals. And so I hope that this is encouraging to you guys. Set big goals for yourself, and if you're encouraged by this in any way, go ahead and share this video. We would love that. And so thank you so much.